Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. For today's video I'm going to plan my future author career. And so I will talk about future books, I will talk about planning 2022 and how I'm going to do with writing on the side of studying and working, just my plans or my goals for my author career in the following years and the near future, I guess. Okay, I just need to point out that this video is very much inspired by Liselle, Sambury and Lindsay Puckets on YouTube. They are both authortube channels and authors. They have done similar videos to this on planning their author careers, and I will of course link both of those videos in the description below so you can watch both of those, and those were so inspiring and so fun to watch that I wanted to do it myself. So this is my version of their videos. I touched on this a little bit, but I am a student and so I will need to be studying for at least the first half of 2022, so the writing will come second to studying. And because of my schedule I will be able to do this. I'm sorry if you can hear anything in the background, I just finished filming a video and it's transporting right now. Because of my schedule I have a lot of free time during the mornings, which is the time that I am the most productive either way, so it would be great. And I will spend that time writing. And in the future, after studying or after finished studying, I don't know if I'm going to go directly into studying some more or if I'm going to try to find a job, a part-time job that I will be doing, or maybe full-time, I don't know, instead of studying, and so I can work and write, and that will conclude my work time and my writing time. I don't know how I'm going to do about this because I have some big decisions to make in the near future about if I'm going to keep studying or not and what I'm going to do after school, so I have all of that to think about. I want to write full-time and being able to live off of my writing, but that will not be happening anytime soon. My first book is only being published in 2023, and then after that I don't know my publishing schedule. The goal is to write full-time and to provide myself with the money that I make, but I know that that is very difficult, especially if you're not well known and you know, all of that stuff. So the dream is that, and maybe that will happen someday in the future when I have like 10 books or something published. But until then, writing on the side of studying or writing on the side of working is the plan of my future career. And the question of branding, I think I have a very clear vision of my branding as an author because I write what I love reading, and that is fantasy with some genre bending. So if that is fantasy with romance or fantasy with mystery or thriller or feel good, I don't know. In every book that I write, I'm pretty sure there will be some kind of magical element and some kind of fantasy aspect to it. So that will be my branding, a fantasy author and also a fantasy romance author, because I love writing romance, I love reading romance, so I always want to have some aspect of that in the books that I write. And the age is also very easy. My target audience will be young adults, but the older scale of young adults and adults, because of the heavy topics that I will discuss in my books, not videos, in my books, and also some explicit kind of romantic scenes that I do have currently in, for example, Ruin. It will be targeted towards adults and not younger, not kids at all. No kids will be allowed to read my book. And also, the ideas that I have gotten, most of the ideas that I have gotten is Norse inspired, and this also has to do with genre. Most of my fantasy will probably be kind of Norse inspired or some kind of mythology inspired, and this doesn't really have to do with branding. It has to do with marketing and stuff like that and putting myself out there, and that is an author website. In the near future, I say, meaning in the end of 2022, I will be working on an author website where you can find info of myself and information about my books and links to buy my books in the future. And so that will be happening late 2022, and I will be doing a series on my channel, and you will be able to come with me on creating an author website from start to finish, and that will be very fun, I think. And I am an author that wants to be able to publish one book a year. This is a very ambitious goal because of the fact that I don't write full-time and I am not able to write full-time, but as of now I have been able to write one book a year. I will be able to write one book this year as well. So if I write one book a year, I can publish one book a year. I will not be able to publish 2 books a year. Maybe in the future, when I am better at my craft, I can do that, but not now. But I do want to publish 1 book a year, and my goal is to finish off series first. So Gods of Rotten is a 3-part series, so I want to publish the first one in 2023, and then I will have to talk with my publishers, but my goal is to publish the second or the sequel in 2024 and then 2025. So the whole 3-part series will be published in a 3-year period. That is the goal, and then I have some other books on the shelf that I want to publish. For example, my Nano project, I do want to publish that sometime. That may be next, I don't know. That is very long in the future, like 4 years from now. But the plan is to publish 1 book a year, and I don't know if the publishers that I'm working with now is able to do that. I don't know that yet. So the things on my publishing schedule, which is weird to say, is first off the anthology, which I have a short story in, and that is being published by Seraph in the winter of 2022. So that will come out before my debut book. It's going to be published this year. And next on my publishing schedule is of course Gods of Earth and Ruin, which will be published in 2023, and it was first kind of talked about being published in the spring, so in the first half of 2023, but I am not certain about that anymore. So sometime during 2023 will be the publish date of Gods of Earth and Ruin. And then, like I said, I don't have a publishing schedule after that, but the hopes and goals and dreams and plans that I have is to publish the sequel to Gods of Earth and Ruin as the second book after that. What am I working on? So what I'm working on right now is editing Gods of Earth and Ruin. That is an obvious answer, but yeah. And then I'm going to edit the short story. Between this, I will begin working on the sequel, which is from a side character's point of view. I'm going to work on that. I will begin actually January 10th. I will begin outlining that book and brainstorming all of that. If you want to watch my whole experience with writing the sequel to a contracted book, a book that I'm going to publish, you can follow me and subscribe to this channel, because I will post a whole new series about that in the upcoming months. So for 2022, that is the goals. Focus a lot on writing the first draft of the sequel and editing the first draft of the sequel, getting it to beta readers. I have a whole action plan of finishing this goal. I talk a little bit about it in 2021 recap and 2022 goals video that I did. I can link that in one of these corners and also in the description. So in 2023, depending on everything that happens in 2022, my plan will probably be editing book 2 and writing book 3 and kind of editing that as well on the side of publishing my first book. So then the books that I have on my agenda that I want to get published or want to work on or write to finish is definitely Project Full Moon, which was my Nano project for 2021. I have a finished draft on that. I think it was about 56,000 words. It's missing a lot and it will need a lot of reworking, and I don't think restructuring is the biggest issue, but I will need to fill out a lot of stuff. Then I also have a goal of rewriting the first book that I ever wrote. So I had a project name that was like Norse Witchling. That will not be the project name going forward because I don't feel like it fits anymore, but I wrote that in 2020 and 2021 before writing Gods of Earth and Ruin, and I don't like how it ended up being. I want to make it adult because right now it's very YA. I want to make it adult. I want to make it either a single POV or switch out the POVs, and then the whole storyline is going to differ from the first version, but I am definitely going to keep some elements. But if you want to watch a whole series of me talking about this book, I can link that in one of these corners and also in the description below. But I need to warn you guys that I filmed this in like December 2020 and the spring of 2021. So it was a long time ago, and I feel like my way of talking in front of the camera has really changed. But if you want to watch it, go ahead and do it. So yeah, I want to make it darker, I want to make it adult, different plot. It's still going to be Norse inspired, it's still going to have some romance in it, but I really feel like there is something there and I really want to work with it. So that's definitely one of my goals. What is not on here is that I want to write the sequel as well to Project Full Moon. It's going to be a 2-part series, 2 POVs in both of the stories, a romance, a dark romance, and in this I will of course be sticking to my branding of dark fantasy romances as well as Norse inspired, which is what Gods of Earth and Ruin is. It is kind of Norse inspired. The rewriting project that I will be taking on is also Norse inspired, so I will be sticking to that in the following year. If you haven't watched my Notion video where I put all my book ideas into Notion, I highly recommend you do that, because what I didn't talk about this video is all the other books that I have on my radar that I want to write and all the ideas that I have. I did not talk about that in this video, but if you want to know, I recommend you watch that video. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and leave a like and a comment below and let me know if you have any plans. Maybe not author plans, but writing plans. And also, if you have any tips on creating an author website, please leave them in the comments below, because I need all the tips that I need, and I will of course be gathering them and putting them out for everyone to see in the later months of the year when I'm doing this author website series. And also subscribe if you want to see if I actually end up accomplishing these plans, and see where it all goes in 2022 and 2023. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!